Welcome to the Airbnb Roadmap, the podcast designed to navigate you through the entire journey of short-term rental success. Whether you're just starting out or ready to take your hosting game to the next level. My husband and I became super hosts within just months of launching our first Airbnb and have proudly kept that title ever since. With over 350 reviews and an overall 4.95 star ratings, we picked up a hack or two I'm excited to share with you. In each episode, I break down the strategies, insights, and industry secrets that set profitable short-term rentals apart. From choosing the right property, understanding local regulations, and obtaining your listing to go beyond just the basics. I'm here to share everything you need to succeed. So if you're ready to map out your path to Airbnb success and unlock the full potential of short-term rentals, join me on the Airbnb Roadmap. Your journey starts here. Hey, I'm Brittany Wenninger with Front Porch Realty, powered by Real Broker LLC, and welcome to another episode of the Airbnb Roadmap podcast. So today's life update, I am extremely stressed out. It is so much fun. Insert sarcasm. So essentially over the weekend, it was like our last weekend to renovate this house / Airbnb. And again, it's like 2 Airbnbs in one. So we spent literally, what was it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Thursday was Thanksgiving. So we obviously spent that with family, took a little bit of a break. But the rest of the time, it was like grind, get her done. Well, most of the things are done, and unfortunately, like the biggest items that are like going to make the photos pop are delivering after the weekend or like last weekend. So we have a sauna that will be delivering today, actually on Tuesday. And then I hate this so much. I ordered a neon sign custom, and it said that it said it was going to deliver it like last week, and then all of a sudden it was a week delayed. And I swear, and I know I sound like, I told Clay this, and he was like, you sound so ridiculous right now that like the world's coming out, like the world is going to get you. And I was like, yeah, I know. But I swear that companies are starting to do this, that they will say, hey, this item will be delivered to you within like a week or 2 weeks. And then you get super excited. You're like, hey, it's in my time frame. Woohoo, let's order it. Once you order it, then they're like, oh, it's going to be delayed. Oh, it's going to be delayed again. And that's what happened with the sauna. And then that's also what happened with this neon sign. And it's like, I had deadlines, people. And I know, the world does not revolve around me. I get it. But I have deadlines. And I ordered this stuff because I have the deadline. And it said that it was going to come before my deadline. And now it's after. So now I have to go to the house. Well, actually tomorrow, Wednesday, I have to go to the house and install a sauna. Install hopefully this neon sign that comes tomorrow, which I'm kind of freaking out because it's supposed to come to my personal house, and this Airbnb is 2 hours away. So I'm like, I really hope it delivers in the morning. Honestly, I doubt it will. So I don't really know what to do with that because photos are on Thursday and I'm spending the night at the house. So it's like, I don't think I'll have my cool neon sign for the photos, and that makes me really sad because that's like a huge part of everything. So yeah, it's very stressful. Tomorrow's also the inspection day for the Airbnbs. So a lot is going on, and like we would have been all set if this stuff would have come in time, but here we are. So that's cool. I'm just, here going with the flow, but it's all good. On a positive note, though, sorry, that was like so negative, and that's not how you want to like either start your day or end your day or middle of your day, but I know that was not the most positive energy. But let's turn this around and let's make it positive. So we are doing some crazy shenanigans with the Airbnb Roadmap brand. And that is a huge website, like not reviving, but like revamping. And the website looks completely different and for the better. I thought I had a really good website. And then my marketing team was like, can we switch this? I'm like, ooh, I guess so. So they did an amazing job. And that just launched. So if you want to check it out and low-key like give us some kudos, that'd be great, because they deserve all the love because they have been working their asses off to get her done. So we just did that, and that like website revamp was in preparation of another huge item that's going to be dropping, and hint hint, it will start in January. So we are doing like a little, I don't know if I'm even supposed to be saying this. We're doing like a launch party. Not like a launch party. We are doing a launch party. But I can't tell you what is part of the launch party, if that makes sense. I think my marketing team is going to listen to this and be like, Britt, come on. So, oopsies. But, all right. Anywho, let's actually get into the episode, and enough about all my shenanigans. When most people picture an Airbnb, they imagine a stylish condo in the heart of a packed city, surrounded by stadium, shopping, probably restaurants. It feels like the obvious choice because traffic is built in and demand seems endless. Funny enough, that's probably not the actual case. The strongest, and this is kind of what I've seen in the past and with my clients, is that the strongest and most consistent performers for short-term rentals are often nowhere near a major city. When you kind of have to put yourself in their own shoes. When you are traveling, unless you absolutely love a city, but when you are traveling, do you try to look for an Airbnb that is literally in the heart of the city, or do you try to find somewhere that is a little bit more quiet and a little bit more peaceful outside of the city? I personally go outside of the city. I don't like cities. I don't. I think that they're very overwhelming. When I go on vacation, I want to actually relax. I don't want to be surrounded by like honking and all that BS. So think about, a cabin by the lake, or a farmhouse in the fields, like surrounded by fields, or a cottage near ski hill. These are all really great Airbnb potential that is not actually in the city. And you're probably thinking, yes, Britt, I'm already looking for those. Honestly, great, perfect. But one thing that you are probably not looking for, and this is something that I swear, like, all the investors are overlooking. So props to you for listening to this podcast, listening to this episode, because you, I think, will definitely have a one-up from other investors. And hey, that's what we're here for, right? So if you are like, I would love an Airbnb in the major city, think about outside of the box. Think outside of the box. And that is outside of the major city. So that major city, kind of like Madison. Madison, literally, it's like damn near impossible to get an Airbnb in the city of Madison. It has to be owner occupied and all this BS. But what people don't think of is the cities outside of Madison. And when I list off these cities, I have not looked up the rules and regulations for them. So don't think that, like, since I said it, it's like a go. But like, think about Lodi or Cross Plains, Janesville, Edgerton, Sun Prairie, and just townships around it, because people still want the peacefulness and not really the hustle bustle. They are willing to drive or Uber 10 minutes into the hustle bustle, or 15 or 20 minutes into the hustle bustle. And that is perfectly fine. These small towns, though, they don't have that many strict rules and regulations. They also don't switch up their rules and regulations that much. So that is pretty damn great. So like kind of like New York. New York was like the wild, wild west, and they changed their rules and regulations, and now all the Airbnbs are, well, there's really no Airbnbs anymore. So with the smaller cities, that's not going to be the case. If anything, you're probably going to be grandfathered in, which is so, so great. Now, to think about the other stuff is that you can still make their stay very unique and tailor the design toward that big city. So it kind of still feels like that they are part of that big moment, like that big city feel. Another great thing with having your property be outside of the big city is that's less competition. And I can guarantee that your calendar is going to be more booked up because there's not that much competition in the other smaller cities. And this is another great example. So for Wisconsin Dells, again, damn near impossible to get an Airbnb in the Wisconsin Dells. But the townships around Wisconsin Dells, hey, they're probably fair game. And guess what? The township line is not that far. So you can get a really nice Airbnb outside of Wisconsin Dells, and it's only a 5 or 10-minute drive into the heart of Wisconsin Dells. So those cabins are doing really, not even cabins, but houses and cottages, all the good jazz, are doing extremely well because people are still willing to drive a little bit outside of the city and outside of the big tourist area to have that amazing experience in their Airbnb. And then they can drive to their location or like their whatever they were there for. So like the water park or a fancy movie theater or grand theater, whatever. So people are willing to drive, especially if they're already driving to that city or that location. They're not going to pass up a really cool Airbnb that's only 10 minutes away from it. Hopefully that makes sense. And another thing I want to mention, again, this is something I don't tell anyone except for my clients. So here's a little trick, and I'm shocked I'm about to say this, but so when you, well, and your realtor, and again, like if you are looking for an Airbnb, not in Wisconsin, still reach out to me. I have so many connections, and a lot of people that I talk to have taken my course, so they are also very well versed with Airbnb and short-term rentals. So again, if you're looking for anyone, reach out. I gotcha. But anywho, there is a big difference between the mailing address and the municipality. So the municipality could be completely different than the mailing address city. And that's because of how big that township is. It could be very small and they don't have their own postal service. So when you are looking up your rules and regulations, you don't want to look up the township that the mailing address is in. You want to look up the township that the municipality is in. And I would say 50% of the time they are different. And that is the way that you can figure out the rules and regulations is by the municipality. And if that township is really small, I don't want to guarantee anything, but there's a very good chance that the rules and regulations are going to be friendly, because what township doesn't want tourists in their town to give them a lot of money? So again, mailing address, municipality. They are two completely different things, and you want to go by the municipality. So if there is a larger town that just really struggles with having Airbnbs in there, look outside of the township, the radius outside of the township, figure out those rules and regulations, and then see if there's any great properties in that area instead. And I will guarantee you that those properties are performing. Literally all of our properties are kind of like that. They are outside of either a major city or by ski hill or anything like that, and they are still doing great. So that is a huge, huge, huge tip that I always tell my clients. And all my clients are like, oh my God, Britt, like this is amazing information. Thank you so much. Now, if you go on my Instagram, I will show you exactly where you find the municipality information, because it is literally right at your fingertips and you have no idea. So go on my Instagram, give me a follow, please and thank you. And I will show you exactly how you find that information. Now, another big thing you might see on my Instagram is one, the website launch. And then another thing is that I believe it's probably going to be today or tomorrow, is that I will be listing an amazing Airbnb resort. And he's only selling a section of this resort right now. And he's going to be selling the next section in a couple years when that investor is ready to purchase. So if you are wanting to get a duplex and then a cabin, or you can just get cabin or just a duplex, this is a great opportunity. You literally, like, it's on the edge of a cliff in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and it's absolutely amazing. You are literally looking at like 20 plus miles of just straight bluffs and hills and just gorgeousness. I went up there, it's wintertime, all the trees have snow. I literally thought that was like in the Las Vegas sphere, where it's just like everywhere you look is just absolutely amazing. All the furniture is included, and literally you purchase it, you get your license, and then you're done. You can literally just open up the door. You don't have to do any renovations. You don't have to buy anything. It's so turnkey. It's stupid. Like, it's a wild property. The reason why he's selling is because he has another great opportunity in Colorado, and he's doing a 1031 exchange. So what that means is that he is very successful with this resort, but he wants to move on to another chapter. He's one of those guys that he just constantly moves. So it's not like that he's not making any money on these things. Trust me, he is. And he's willing to give that to another investor. So if you're interested, please let me know and let's work together. But till then, again, go on my Instagram. I'll show you all the tips and tricks, and that is pretty much it. All right, goodbye. Thanks for joining me on the Airbnb Roadmap. If you're loving these episodes and want to keep the conversation going, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with someone who's ready to dive into the world of short-term rentals. Got a question or topic you would love to hear about? Reach out. This podcast is all about learning and growing together. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the Airbnb Roadmap Podcast, for more tips, tricks, and behind-the-scene insights. Until next time, here's to turning your short-term rental dreams into thriving realities. I'll see you back here soon.